The night Braamfontein stopped breathing. Johannesburg, South Africa, August 16, 2019. Disclaimer. This story is based on real events and survivor accounts. Viewer discretion is advised. At exactly 7:17 p.m., Braamfontein was alive. People were laughing. Music spilled into the streets. Phones buzzed in crowded hands. At 7:18 p.m., something entered the street. By midnight, 12 people were dead. This is not a story about criminals. This is a story about ordinary people who walked into the wrong night. Friday nights in Braamfontein have a sound. Taxi horns echo through the roads. Music hums from open bar doors. Footsteps blend with laughter on the pavement. At the junction spot, the bar was full. Outside, Sipho Dlamini, 22, South African, stood typing a message on his phone. "I'll be home late, Mom." He never pressed send. Inside the bar, Emily Hart, 24, from the United Kingdom, recorded a short video. She laughed into the camera, unaware it would be the last video saved on her phone. Nearby, Daniel Okafor, 31, Nigerian, lifted his glass and joked about work on Monday. Across the street, Mandla Zulu, 41, sold roasted corn. He counted his coins and planned dinner with his children. No one noticed the black Toyota Quantum slowing down. The minibus had no license plates. Its windows were dark. 6 men sat inside. No music played. No one spoke. Their leader checked his watch. 13 minutes. They had rehearsed this night. They had crossed borders for this night. This was not anger. This was precision. At 7:31 p.m., the street inhaled. Then it exploded. A motorcycle bomb detonated with enough force to shatter windows blocks away. People were thrown into the air. Metal screamed. Fire lit faces that did not yet understand what was happening. Sipho Dlamini fell without a sound. Mandla Zulu's corn stand vanished in flames. For 3 seconds, the street froze. Then the screaming began. At 7:33 p.m., 3 men stepped out of the minibus. They raised their guns. They fired. People ran into walls. People tripped over bodies. People begged strangers for help. Daniel Okafor was shot while trying to shield a woman he did not know. Emily Hart dropped her phone. The recording continued. Blood pooled near the curb. One gunman paused to reload. Later, security footage showed a man crawling across the pavement. He did not survive. Sirens arrived too late for some. Police did not know what they were facing. A terror attack. Gang retaliation. A mass shooting. Gunfire met gunfire. Cars were hit. Windows shattered. Constable Peter Botha was shot in the leg. He continued pulling wounded people to safety. Others hid wherever they could. In bathrooms. Under tables. Inside freezers. Phones rang. No one answered. Ambulances raced through Johannesburg. Hospitals overflowed. Doctors ran. Blood covered the floors. A nurse pressed her hands against a wound and whispered, "Stay with me." Some survived. Some did not. Lerato Makona, 27, died waiting for surgery. Aisha Patel bled out before her family arrived. Daniel Okafor's heart stopped twice. It did not start again. Doctors moved on to the next patient. Police knocked on doors across the city. Phones rang after midnight. Sipho's mother collapsed when she heard his name. Emily Hart's parents were called in the United Kingdom. They flew to South Africa to identify her body. Children waited in silence while adults whispered. Some families never recovered. At 8:02 p.m., police discovered another bomb. It was hidden beneath a delivery van. If it had exploded, the death toll would have doubled. The device was detonated safely. The attackers escaped. Johannesburg went into lockdown. Helicopters searched the city from above. Roadblocks shut down major routes. At 9:15 p.m., Police tracked one vehicle to an abandoned warehouse. Inside were 4 armed men. Weapons were stacked against the wall. Negotiations failed. At 9:47 p.m., police moved in. Flashbangs shattered the silence. Smoke filled the warehouse. Gunfire echoed through concrete walls. 2 suspects were killed at the scene. A third detonated a suicide vest when cornered. 3 officers were injured. The 4th man ran. Security cameras showed him limping into the night. His identity was unknown. Saturday morning arrived quietly. Braamfontein looked frozen in time. Glass covered the streets. Burned cars sat abandoned. Shoes lay scattered where people had run. Near the curb, a half-burned corn cob remained. By noon, candles appeared. Flowers followed. Handwritten notes filled the sidewalk. 12 families were planning funerals. The final death toll was 12. Sifo Dlamini, 22, South Africa. Emily Hart, 24, United Kingdom. Daniel Okafor, 31, Nigeria. Mandla Zulu, 41, South Africa. Loroto Makona, 27, South Africa. Aisha Patel, 19, South Africa. 6 more names. 6 more lives erased. They were not targets. They were prison. Funerals filled the week. In Soweto, Sifo's coffin was lowered as his mother cried out his childhood name. In Durban, Mandla's children held each other, confused by the word forever. In London, Emily Hart was buried beneath grey skies. Her parents played the final video from her phone. Her laughter filled the chapel. Daniel Okafor was laid to rest in Nigeria. Grief crossed borders. Authorities described it as a coordinated terror-style attack. The suspects were linked to a regional extremist network. They crossed borders through Mozambique, used stolen weapons, lived under false identities. One suspect was arrested weeks later in Botswana. He never spoke. He died in custody. One attacker was never found. Why Braamfontein? Why that night? Why civilians? No manifesto was released. No group claimed responsibility. Only silence. Fear remained. 2 attackers lie in unmarked graves. 1 died in custody. 1 remains missing. Constable Peter Botar walks with a permanent limp. 3 survivors still carry shrapnel inside their bodies. 1 woman lost hearing in her left ear. 1 man has not slept through a full night since 2019. Braamfontein reopened. Music returned. People returned. But something never did. Every August 16th, candles appear again. At exactly 7:17 p.m., the street is alive. At 7:18 p.m., everyone remembers. Because evil does not always announce itself. Sometimes, it arrives quietly. And ordinary people pay the price. Subscribe and follow for more true crime stories like this.